here, okay? What do you want from us? How much more do you want from me? And we're back. Hello, girls. We're back.
And we're back. We're back.
And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cha-cha-cha. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Taylor.
And Toya.
This is the Heaux Bag. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite streaming platform and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at _Heaux Bag. That's _HeauxBag. Keep up with our shenanigans. Bye.
And we're back.
My Newton look like Halle Berry. She's something, something. Okay,
I don't know. What song were you attempting to sing?
Jackie Brown. It's going viral on TikTok. You don't be on TikTok.
I don't be on TikTok.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you be on TikTok?
Life be smooth when you do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go over there a little bit. TikTok it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
You know, it's a toxic playground.
It sounds like it.
It's, never have I seen so many people get misdiagnosed and misdiagnose each other of what their mental issues are. It's just, it's the levels of delusion that is going on TikTok.
Ooh, hold on. Before we dive too deep,
Yeah, this is so
let's
much.
introduce. Okay, this is the Heaux Bag. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we have Mr. Billy Sorrells.
I'm a fan. I just want to start off with that. I've been a fan of this whole situation. I've been quietly sitting in my abode waiting for my toxic unveiling. It's like, it's like a gender reveal. It's a toxic reveal. And who we have today with their toxic traits? Me.
And we haven't had a guest in what? Like
In a minute.
A long time.
And it's been a lot of people asking, like a lot of people. So
As soon as Toya was like, Billy's available, I said, book him. Let's go. Get him in here.
When I started doing comedy 22 years ago, and like one of my first sets of jokes and viral content I made was talking about Heaux Bags and how, they didn't have a name for a while, until that became a more modern, acceptable thing for women to just be, because, before,
all time.
It just really was just a lot of showing up, that Walmart bag and spinning around and just, it just giving poverty,
And the walk of shame. That was I think that's the worst in the morning, that walk of shame. Just like in your yesterday's outfit with your heels in your hand.
I mean,
Especially in college when everybody in the
Tier
building
West
just
or
see you
wherever you
walk
was
down the
living at.
hall, you just like, well, or if you got 4 roommates and somebody sleep on the couch and then you walking out that nigga room.
Yep.
Just, ooh.
You know what also is also real interesting is when you go over to see the girl and you find out she actually don't have a room, she's sleeping on the couch, so you got to go get the couch action.
That's embarrassing.
Nah, it's a game, because when you go in there, nobody's really going there, calling out who they want right off. You know what I'm saying?
You right.
You kind of flirting with everybody that's in the room. It's 4 rooms and it's like 5 girls, and then you start realizing which one of these people don't belong here. Now it's time to play that game.
Or how is it when you walk
guess wrong, and then now you
Y'all trying to sleep on that little ass couch together?
yeah, you ain't sleeping. You smash and you got to stop every time somebody come to the kitchen. They go into the kitchen. Okay, just wait. I'm gonna get back in.
I had so many people sleeping on my couch.
I'm gonna get back in this couch. She said, "Come on, we need to go to bed." I said, "No, baby, come on, let's get in the couch." Yeah, that was some good times, bro.
Or when you go to somebody's room and it's your first time meeting them and you realize you used to fuck with their roommate.
I have yet to have that happen to me.
Well, that's
but I
happened
have
to
a
me a
lot of
couple
friends that had that happen. Still to this day, I'm like, we too old for that shit to still be happening.
Well, back in college.
Can secrets out? They knew. That's why they caught you over there. That's how they went after you. It was head hunting.
Yeah.
They saw you already. Oh, for real? Oh, yeah. Just tell her to come through. She'll pull up, and then y'all show up. And it's like, you don't think they know? It was like you feeling awkward, and they talked about it. As soon as you leave, they be like, "I told you, didn't I? I told you, they fired. Yeah, you said it. It's my boy. That's my boy right there. That boy went off. Yeah. Did I look out though? That's how we be talking. Game of man.
Well, damn. Not you, huh? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in college.
I mean, it's also that space where it's like, the chick done mess with like 3 or 4 of your homeboys, and then you go smash and go mess with them, and then all of a sudden, like, they want to find Jesus that week. It's like, no, I'm just giving my life back. I'm like, God, you gonna take her now? Like this week? Like, this is the time. This week when I come over here. The goblin, the head doctor, is now, she want to, give her life back to Christ. Like, And I be wanting to interject. I was like, I don't think he's calling for you right now.
You know what? We just spoke on this on our last episode.
Like, who told you this?
It was a celebrity, and she got on there. Brittany, I think it was somebody got on there, and they was like, you know what? I want to just give back. Black China, prime example. Now she's taking her BBL out or whatever it's called, reducing the lip fillers and all of that, and people still calling her a bird. She want to give her life back to God. Like, how you feel about that? What if you do meet somebody that you always been wanting to smash, and then she just chooses to give her life back to God once she meets you? Like,
I mean, you just gotta, lead her on with Bible quotes, fam. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? When a man finding a wife,
this is toxicity at its finest. Oh my God!
You just gotta basically switch the game up.
No, you gotta switch it up. You just go to Bible study. Pray before you dinner and like say your prayers. Like, smash. Like, I mean,
this is why they made between a thin line of love and hate. Because of niggas like this.
Listen, bro, you just don't go in there selling false hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dudes making the wrong decision. They run, the so-called hoes off by trying too much with commitment too fast. They not
scaring
ready for
the hoes.
They scared them. Now they scared them hoes right back into some streets. Like, now they got to run from you when what they needed was somebody to pray and smash them repeatedly and let them know, it's okay to cry.
Okay, so on our healing journey, my question to you is, at this big age, why even put the effort into going to church and Bible study that you've never gone to for this piece of coochie right here?
Who said I never went to church? That was the judgment, the toxicity for you to, to lead.
Apologies.
I grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying? Without hoes, nobody would find God. Like,
that is true. The church girls be the freakiest.
No, it's not that. It's them leading. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, pastors, first lady, they was hoes. You know what I'm saying?
They do be.
The pillars of the church was built on whoredom, bro. Like, who else knows how to comfort that many men, mothers of the church?
Oh my God.
Hoes of the church.
We're gonna go ahead and
hospitality ministry. Yeah, I know.
We're gonna get into today's subject.
Like, have you ever really partied with some hoes? Like, and really understood the comfort? Like, the whole civil rights movement was based off some hoes.
No, it was not.
Like,
no.
bro,
I would love to hear the breakdown.
Who else is gonna walk from Selma all the way to Atlanta? Some hoes, my nigga, like along the way. It's like,
you know what? We are not calling our ancestors some hoes.
Dr. King was calling up people just like he told them, like, man, stop through Selma. There's a little freak over there. She'll get you a pie. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe that.
Like, you gotta think, bro. Like, I be really thinking about shit, like, in a way that that kind of just, for research purposes.
Research.
Cheating just start now.
Oh, and, you're right.
When you really think about it, because guys, we make up lies when we don't come home. But, what I'm saying, we got a time limit. You know what I'm saying? There's research involved. There's, verifiable information, face matching stuff to unlock, passcodes, location, all that. But, like, nigga, if I could have been in the 60s, I would have ran amok, bro. Like, no internet. Like,
nah, for real.
And then imagine you Dr. King, like, he calling Coretta every couple of days. Yeah, we got locked up in Birmingham last night and got arrested again. Like,
whole time he had his bitch house.
Whole time he had a chick out. Like, oh, yeah, I got a hunger strike and I'm, dear Coretta. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? He putting in work, nigga. Like, the stories got to get passed around. Like, how much did he really get in? Like we really don't know.
That
like, you know what I'm saying? You go out, you smash some chicks, you don't come home, and now you got to go do a bus boycott. And get put in the paper. Like, yeah, I got put in the paper last night. The brothers needed us to come down here, like who knows what was really happening? Like, who knows? Like, him and Jesse Jackson, like, King, what we gonna get locked up at night, man? Shit.
Oh my God.
We're going to Columbia, South Carolina. There's some holes down there. We can do a sit-in for the sanitation workers. All right, good. Like, they in a hotel room doing powder, getting locked up.
Oh my gosh.
You know what they probably was. Okay, there's that.
Partying, listening to Isaac Hayes, and you know what I'm saying?
Toy, what's the Twitter news? We gotta get on.
How, where are we at with this, bro? Like, you got to be doing something at a high rate for the feds to have record that you doing it. Like, you got to be selling a lot of dope.
Yeah.
Like he had they was trying to put a RICO for him for moving all them hoes around the country like that, bro. He was moving them. Like,
okay. You know what?
March on Washington?
So I usually start this podcast with Twitter news.
You know how many people want to smash Barack and he the president, bro? He wasn't even the president. They just was a black man with a woman repeatedly, bro. Like, You know how much pussy Barack could have got if we had the internet, bro? Like, clean it up.
We didn't have the internet.
Yeah, bro. Like, people taking pictures being messy and shit. Like, you know, to get a picture of somebody, like, you know, you had to be really sloppy to get caught cheating. Like,
Absolutely agree.
You left a number, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did they really find out?
True.
You know, you had just multiple kids with the same person. Like, you know, that whole other family show up.
Back then they was definitely making whole other families on the other side of the city.
nation.
I would have
the city.
I would have definitely did it. Like, all I got to do is pay this $75 rent. Like,
That's funny.
If that, yeah.
They said during the Great Migration, my family was in Alabama, and my great-great-grandfather, I guess, moved up to Cleveland, started a new family, and my great-great-great-grandmother took her ass on up there and then busted that bitch down. He had 2 other kids up there.
Yeah.
Sounds about
Put
right.
them out, and they got together. Got back together.
I mean, that's fine.
That shit's wild. Like, how
And
you get
now-
caught all the way on the other side of the country?
Bro, they was getting
We're
caught.
some good investigators.
How did Martin Luther King get caught?
They was
did we know?
wiretapping
They
him,
were
bro.
wiretapping him and watching and all of that.
They was doing whole ass shit. Like, they was wiretapping him,
Informants.
and then they was printing out the transcripts of the conversations. They was taking pictures of him, like doing what black women do for their best friends now, like back then. Like,
Girl, you ain't gonna believe who the hell I see up here at the boycott with this bitch.
yeah. Like, you know how many times he probably was at a march and he had to calm down the bickering, like
True.
Coretta, he was
True.
walking hand
True.
in hand. It's like, if that bitch
True.
up here, Martin, I swear to God.
Don't you start.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he was always peaceful. Like, no, everybody calm down.
Non-violence, non-violence.
Nah, yeah, he trying to keep shit calm. Nobody want peace more than a nigga that got 2 hoes in the same place, dog. Like, you trying to, hey, everybody chill, man. That's not what they want to do. They want to see us divided. Yeah, nigga, I bet.
Okay, on to my Twitter news. So I saw this man on Twitter. He's a pretty big person on Twitter. He said, why do black people make a joke out of everything? And another person replied and said, ask any comedian, the jokes hide the pain. So as a comedian, like, what made you get into comedy and start, or like, was it somebody that just always kept saying, oh my God, you so funny. You should, like, how did that take off? Because you said you've been doing it for about 20 years now.
It was none of that. I didn't have that, like, oh, it was the class. Nah, bro.
You in the class prom?
No, not at all.
So how you
Family and educators. My father was a principal at my school in high school. I was a journalism dude. My internship with World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, I did that. My mentor there was Melvin McCray, and this was in 2000 and 2001, right before 9/11. I worked with BT and Teen Summit in high school, and I produced video content. I went to High Tower at the time. We had a digital broadcasting facility there, and, you know, I got in with NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, and HABJ locally, and just working with some tremendous talent. Shout out to my past teacher, Ted Irvin. He, just taught me the game. I learned how to edit. And so what I started finding out was when I started submitting to these competitions or when I started making these narrative pieces, there wasn't really a space for us with social media or YouTube or places for people to watch your content. So your content had to make sense to what they needed to put out. So they wanted to put out the news. It's just read what's on the paper. Read what's on the paper. Don't question what's on the paper. Read what's on the paper. And if you don't agree with something or you have something that needs to be said, there was no space for that. So I started getting into one-act comedy monologues where I could really talk about things that I was informed about. Because as you read things, you become more informed about it. And as you put those spins on it. So that's really how it started. And then I got kicked out of school because I was fucking with bitches trying to pledge Kappa. And, once I got kicked out, we had a grade change scandal because, niggas was doing illegal shit trying to come up on money and shit. And I hit for like $22,000 on scholarships and shit.
Wait, have you passed the statute of limitations?
I mean, they can't do nothing to me. I mean, I got back in. I graduated. I mean, I came out. I hosted a scholarship program. Shout out to TSU. I mean,
shout out to the
wasn't my fault.
illustrious
Texas Southern University. All of us are proud alumni here.
yeah, I mean, I graduated. Like, I did it.
Nigga, we made it.
Yeah, we made it. I mean, they got a program for me to go back and get my master's. And it's like,
what's
just so, and now I'm divorced. It's like, nigga.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Talk about it. I do have a clip that I wanted to ask about. And it's basic. Well, let me go ahead and play it.
But the laughing at the pain shit, yeah, bro. I mean, to answer your question, like, bro, like, how else have we always been getting through shit? Like, you hate your job. What you do when you hate your job? You find somebody at the job you can laugh and bullshit.
Yeah.
with. Niggas was cracking jokes out there during slavery and shit.
Oh,
We better hurry for the Mexican back and beat your ass.
Yeah.
And did.
oh, you ran away last night. Nigga got caught. Like,
right.
Like
like
niggas didn't roast them niggas. Like, they always make the slave movies seem like, you know what I'm saying?
Like it was extremely depressing. Although
Yeah,
it was, I know they
like,
had fun. We make light out of everything.
I mean, but like, you don't think they wasn't making light? Like,
That's how we got funny.
I mean, the dark part of it is like, you know what I'm saying? They always show like, what was it? What was the show? Queen Sugar, and then what's the other one that your boy was on? Jonathan Majors. That was a slave show before he got on.
I have no idea.
Man, y'all don't watch
Lovecraft Country?
before Lovecraft Country. There was another show that they had, which that was about slavery and shit during that time, and it's always the same dialogue.
It's the
you know,
same every
master
time.
called you to come to the quarters and have sex with him and shit. Like, while you sitting there in the house waiting on her to come back, like,
Or his daughter wants you and now he wants you dead and all that. Yeah, we get
I
it.
mean, there may be some of it, but like, then
We
what
get
about the
it.
girls? It was like, I'm ready to go to the house. It was like, it's cooler, it's clean. Like,
They don't talk about stuff like that.
like that wasn't rape every time. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, somebody was like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of Master tonight when his wife go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, that's
It's hot outside.
that's a whole nother interesting movie. That's the West. They don't even talk. We'll come back to that. But yeah, bro. Like, yeah, niggas was roasting niggas. There. Guess who wife going to the master quarters tonight? Get fucked.
That's why your bitch got fucked last night.
You know what? Life is life.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said this.
Guess who bitch was in there getting knocked down by master? Yo, bitch. Like, you know, niggas was roasted and
You know
shit.
TikTok gonna take this little clip right
Right.
here and cancel us out.
But you know
Hey.
what? The movie Life with Martin Lawrence probably was the only movie that shed like the funny comedy part to what all was going on. That's
That shit was
the only one I
depressing
see
too,
that was
bro.
like,
Like,
Niggas couldn't read. He was like, your mama died, your daddy died.
yeah.
Your sister
Read the
got
notes
killed.
and this is it. This pretty
Anybody
much
else
summed it
got
up.
something they want read?
nope,
Nah,
nope, that's it.
Nope.
They fucked
That
that.
movie was funny as
They
hell.
fucked that nigga so much he didn't want to go home. I can't go home like this. Like, how much dick is you got to take that you can't go back home, nigga? Like,
all of it.
like I can't go home. I've been like he was a cheating wife. Like, I can't go back home like
Out
this.
of Pappy.
Like, these niggas is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I wanted to ask about this because I saw this clip and you said you're divorced. And it's basically just asking, like, did you know before you got to the point of divorce that you guys had already been falling apart? But let me play this real quick.
In this instance, it would almost even be a disservice to call it a breakup. I think it's an acknowledgement of separation that already happened. If we already grew apart, then it's just like one of us or both of us are refusing to acknowledge the fact that we ain't been together in a long time.
How do you know
what I'm
when
saying?
to move from that and when to fight through it though? Like maybe this is just a
because that
season.
is a
Because
thing too.
inventory, because you can grow, if we've established a space big enough, then we can grow further apart with grace enough to still have an us there because we have the room for it. If we ain't got a lot of space as far as what we've created together, then just a little bit of growth from either one of us could mess this whole thing up.
So we talk about relationships a lot on this podcast. And before you get to that point of, because you were on Instagram, social media, showing a lot of the drama that you guys had going on. Before you get to that point, were you aware of like, hey, we have something going on, let's work on it? Or were you just like, I'm just going to see if it kind of gets better on its own, and then it didn't?
I mean, it's really, the real question is, what relationship don't have a point where you got to decide if you want to keep working for it or not? And I mean, it only really got to work one time. I tell people that all the time. It's like, we could say all this when you knew it was over, but it's like, well, what if it's not? Like, I really believe in a multiverse of love, dog. Like, I feel like if I loved you at one point in my life, I always will love you if it's real love and true care. And so, like, you know, part of the other side of healing is like, y'all seen all the drama, but like, me and my ex-wife, we got great terms. Her new dude,
I love it.
we work together, we collaborate together, we create together, we got projects that we doing, we got things that we're accomplishing, we own businesses together. We are working towards things together as a family unit. And family isn't predicated by who you go home and lay next to. Like, we got 2 kids together. And, you know, when I'm not there, because I'm not there with her every day, when my kids come home from school, they see him. And when there's time that they're with me, she was me or who I'm with. So it's like, man, like, growth. I hate things had to happen the way that they did, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other people who might have learned a lesson. There was a lesson that, you know, people always tell you, like, the brilliant people learn mistakes from other people. Like, how many people might have seen or had a false ideology of what my marriage or what a relationship looked like, and then had to see somebody with money, success, fame, and it to crumble and fall and go bad for them to realize that it can happen. Or you can turn it around, because guess what? In a weird way, all we really had to do was fix one issue to say we're gonna stay together. That's all it takes is one time for you to fix it to say I'm gonna keep going. And that's how it works. And I mean, some people's like, oh, it's toxic, you should get out of that situation. But it's like, it's a lot of people getting like false doctrines. Like, a lot of people, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for somebody staying together or trying to work it out. The reality is, every person you get with got problems, fam.
That's true.
It's a lot of people need to go to fucking therapy, bro.
That is true.
Like, I believe that in our communities, bro. Like, we don't realize it. We put our problems on each other versus talking to a professional. That's how our friendships gets damaged. Our parents put their problems on us as kids. It damages us. We put our problems in our relationship on our family. Now they judging your mate based off of decisions they made. We now have these relationships with our homeboys and homegirls and our besties and shit. And now they got a specific opinion in that can invalidate the relationship. And a relationship is if it's monogamous between two people, or, polyamorous between multiple people, is between those people in the relationship. That's it. And like, when you need to talk to somebody, you need to go be able to dump that shit. It's like,
to somebody that's unbiased at that.
Right. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Therapists are emotional, dumping grounds. They emotional prostitutes. You go dump your energy on them and leave. Like, you gotta ask how you doing. Like, bitch, like, let me tell you about today.
You ain't gotta worry about it coming back.
That's a good way to put that, though. An emotional prostitute.
That's why prostitutes, like niggas need to go bust off and go home. Like, bro, that's why prostitutes.
I pay you. You shut the hell up.
I'm glad
a man said it. This is a job.
I'm glad you said it in nigga terms, because I'm not doing. Thank you for saying that. Because
what it is.
We tell people to go to therapy all the time. Oh, that's that white people shit. That's that girl shit. No, niggas, y'all got the most issues that we're trying to deal with. You putting your shit on us. Put it on somebody who actually went to school for it. But
watch this magical part of it. No nigga is dealing with issues just by themselves. They dealing with issues in the process of fucking with another person, i.e. a woman.
We know.
So yeah, so it's like
themselves.
Yeah, I mean.
But I think too, though, still as women, we're always labeled as emotional creatures, because that's what we do. We do sit around and talk to each other. We do
niggas be talking too.
No, what I'm saying is we do vent. We do kind of like call each other out or whatever, but there's a lot of men that don't always tell everything 100% of what they have going on to their homeboy or their pastor or whoever they decide to vent to. But when you do go to a therapist and you're able to talk 100% just vulnerability with that person, they can give you a different perspective from a licensed professional opinion, and then you can go back home to your person and you can work on something. Not talking to your homeboy that and seen you fuck other bitches, that and seen you do this, seen you do that. It's still going to be unbiased. So we're going to be talking to our friends and still be coming from an emotional standpoint and trying to work it out with the guy that's just talking to his homies. Like, it's two different ways to try to deal with that as well.
You know what's so funny? And it's like, I said this a couple years ago, and I was just like, dating outside your race or out of your socioeconomic like circle opens you up to see relationships end that don't end in infidelity. Like, bro, do you know how many people like, they just didn't work out and it had nothing to do with nobody cheating? Like, do you know how much healing space it is for two people to be like, yeah, I'm still cool with my ex. Yeah, oh yeah, she's coming over with her fiance. Our kids play together, and it's like, well, how does that work? The healing, bro. We be so fucking triggered and damaged and fucking unfinished emotionally, and a lot of this shit, bro, just be a lot of just like, even when somebody cheat on you. A cop told me this. Cop was like, he was like, hey, your wife cheat. Oh, because we had an altercation, was arguing. Police came to the house in LA. Long story. Anyway, I said some shit, talking to the cop because I was venting and drinking. And he was like, hey, if she cheated on you, if she had sex with somebody else, that's technically none of your business.
How's it not your business as your wife?
It's not your business. It's not my body. I don't own her.
That's true.
Like,
that's a good way to look at that.
I mean, truthfully told, whatever a man doing with his dick ain't really your business. You need to be an adult and mature enough for yourself to govern yourself. Do I want to deal with this? Why do I have to doubt this? And if you want to stay in this, you are now trying to force somebody to come to terms that you want, which is emotionally unfair. And if he's not mature enough or she's not mature enough to let you know that they're not ready for a relationship, you don't know how to you don't love yourself enough to walk away.
Absolutely.
You want me to
Hillbilly we're talking to?
Bruh.
I love this is golden.
I mean, like, this the truth. Like, I'm gonna just tell you, like, when somebody cheats on you, it has shit to do with you. No matter if she says, nigga, fuck you. There's no such thing as I'm getting you back for what you did to me. No, bitch, you're damaged. You wanted to do this shit. Yeah. You like outside dick. And that's what you did.
I have a homegirl that I keep trying to tell this to. Getting your lick back, it ain't
there
what
ain't
you
no
think
such
it
thing
is.
as getting
It ain't what you think it is. Like fucking another dude to get your lick back makes you look foolish as hell.
I mean, even if nobody sees it,
it still makes you look foolish.
It's a lack of self-love and self-care.
Internally.
And again, it goes back to, do you love yourself?
Yeah.
And if you love yourself, then you can love somebody else. But if you working through shit where you don't love yourself enough, or you're trying to show your worth to somebody else because you don't
You've already lost
love because you don't love yourself enough to know that then that's your fault, bro. This a lot of this shit, niggas, they like, it's easy. It's an easy world. Like church, therapists, it's a lot of women. The numbers is off in our community, bro. It's not enough niggas. It's not enough dick to go around. I mean, we could try.
Y'all damn sure try.
I'm down to try. I wanted you looking at the screen. I don't want you fellas out here I want you to look at me at home. And I want you to put that dick toward the direction of a woman and say, I'm down to try to give out as much dick. No dick left behind. We are gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, you get some dick. You get some dick. Like
everybody gets some dick.
Everybody gets some dick.
And that's the problem now. Because everybody don't got no PCP either. So all y'all just giving out all this dick.
So that let's go to that part. You said it's not my business if my man go and cheat on me, but if he's raw dogging bitches and bringing me back something, does it then become my business? I feel like you don't respect me.
I mean, how long after you thought he was cheating did you still decide to keep having sex with him?
Well, then that also brings us to...
was it only just disease?
Well, that brings us back to like something else that I just heard on the radio. Somebody had asked, is cheating the ultimate breaking point when it comes to being in a relationship? What you would deal with may not be what the next person would deal with, so on and so forth. So if I think of cheating as, well, it's a dick, the numbers are off.
But what is cheating?
He's not bringing me... I'm talking about sexually, because we're talking about sex. It's putting your dick in somebody else. That's the breaking point for a relationship. Or would it be emotionally cheating, financially cheating?
Again, every relationship has its own things that you can bend and grow through. Like my last little relationship before I was she cheated on me twice.
Well, I say that to say you said, well, how many times are you going to go back and keep fucking that person? But
I made a decision. I tried to get past it because I had you know what I'm saying? And I've cheated before. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's grow up, bro. Let's grow up, dog. Like,
that's why I always say, whatever you define your relationship as, because I saw some little stupid meme, not stupid, but it was like, if Keisha makes $70,000 and John makes $65,000, who's responsible for the $1,700 rent? And it's like, whatever the fuck works for them. Like,
absolutely.
Get out. Like, if
Keisha makes $75,000 and John makes $60,000, and you know he fuck a bitch that he paid $40 to. And took her to Chili's.
How many apples?
Are we finna throw away these fucking income over this $40 ass bitch? No. Like, duh, bitch. Like, I fucked that hoe and I went home. You know how many niggas, you know, if prostitution was just like, I'm not talking about sex trafficking people. I'm talking about these hoes that really want to go out
sex
here.
Workers.
And sex workers who want to serve the community. Like, who have a purpose. Like, I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to fuck. And
I 100% stand behind sex workers.
I mean, think about it, bro. Yeah. They had whole houses for $5 when we were like in the 30s and 40s. Them relationships was solid back then. Them grandpas that they was at the whole house. They go over there after work, take a hot 20 minutes, and he back home for supper time.
Happy as hell too.
You know why?
Hey, honey.
Because he don't gotta pretend to be in a relationship. And
he ain't gotta ask his wife, you feel like sucking dick when you come home.
She don't. She just made chicken and macaroni, cheese, and collard greens on bread.
He might got some weird shit he want to do.
You know what? That's a good way to think about that. I'd never thought about that till right now.
I think about it all the time.
I mean, think about it, bro. You know how much time
to do your weird shit?
Get you a freako. I tell my nigga all the time, get you a freako that's gonna do the nasty shit that you want and come home happy. Simple.
Why the fuck are you coming home wanting to fight me?
Because I don't want to take it up the ass. Like, get somebody else that want to do that.
Get somebody else to do it. No, but that does make a lot of sense. And I know we'll probably get, here they go being pick-me's. No, I think at the end of the day, if you know for a fact that you want to be in these situationships and you do not govern this next person's body, kind of like what you just said, I can't tell you what to do with your dick, but you're still willing to be with this person, knowing they're going out cheating, putting it in whoever. Why not be okay with somebody that's going to get their rocks off with a sex worker that actually gets checked, can show you the papers or whatever?
I mean, if it's that,
and
like,
then come bring your ass home.
Let's take it to a whole nother part. Like, the need for that type of, like, connection. Like, it goes back fundamentally. They talk about, like, when raising a kid, and they did studies for years and years and years through, like, a lot of different parental things where they just determined that kids need to be seen, soothed, safe, secure. They need to be seen, like, acknowledged, soothed. They need to be loved and cared for. Safe, meaning you in a safe environment. And secure means you can make a mistake, you can fuck up, you can have a problem. We're gonna work through this shit because you're gonna like think about it. Like, bro, people get dementia and they forget who the fuck people are. It takes a very healed, secure person. Like, think about it. Like, girls trip on you for you don't text back. Like, God knows you done fucked around and got Alzheimer's and now you don't know who nobody is. Oh, you don't know who the fuck I am? Well, what bitch you think I am? Like, these young toxic bitches, I would hate to grow old with y'all, bro. Like, now I'm up here, I'm clueless, don't know who the fuck nobody is. Got a stranger yelling at me in my living room. I'm traumatized. I done woke up in the house. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. Now this bitch, who the fuck? You don't know who the fuck I'm? No, bitch, I don't know who nobody is. Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? Does anybody have any answers? Oh, you don't know? You don't know who I am? No, bitch, I'm asking you for the last time. Now you God. Crying and shit and throwing shit. I'm just like, who wants to live? That's horrible, bro. That's the worst, dog.
Nah, for real.
Take me to the nursing home.
For real.
Like,
growing old with these insecure ass people in the age of social media, I can't even think that far. Like, what is it gonna be like?
My God.
Bro.
I didn't even think about that.
My great grandmother, dog, is still living. She's 103 years old.
We gotta clap for that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
She been trying to die for like the last 10 years.
I can see that. All her friends dying and all that before her.
She literally said, I went to go see her one day. She lives in Daytona Beach, Florida. Shouts out to my grandma Ruth and my grandma Roz. My grandma Roz, she's 80 years old, taking care of her mama who's 100.
Wow.
I love it.
It's like, I went over there to see her. She was looking out the window and she had a backpack. I was like, what you doing? She said, oh, I'm just waiting on the Lord.
With the backpack.
I was like
wait, the way he looked out the window.
I looked out the car because I'm like, somebody out there? Like, is Jesus coming in an Uber? It's not a pool, right? It's not an XL. You going by yourself if you call him over here. Like, I mean, you might have his number. I don't know. Hey, if he come, it's just you going. Jesus, you ready to go, fam? Nah, she good, bro.
Back her up.
I still got to get dressed, bro. I got some meat on. Man. I got to turn that off. Like, shit. And I mean, like, bro, like, my dad died 6 years ago. I come over to the house. She think I'm my daddy. Yep. She think I'm my daddy, bro. And I was kind of like trying to talk to her through it. Like, no, grandma, it's me. It's little Bill's son. And it's like the look of confusion that she had. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, it's me.
I was just going to say, when I used to work in hospitals, they would just do that when they had Alzheimer's. They would just play along.
They didn't play along. Meet people where they are.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to put, if I care about you and I see you got a problem,
in like, situation.
Like, why am I going to do that? Like, after you've been smoking crack for so many years, you got to let these crackheads be crackheads.
Nah, that's real.
It's in their molecular makeup. Like, now you look, when white people got these opioid crises, what they get them? Free place to use drugs and all that shit, bro.
Free needles.
Yeah, bro, like these new drug dealers ain't shit, bro. It's like, it's all pharmacy, you know what I'm saying? Therapy, pharmacy. These niggas, they got this fentanyl out here.
I think I saw the little black mermaid outside the building. He had on, like a purple blue curly wig with some super silver and gold lipstick. It had a little bra on, and it looked like she had fins on, but it just sitting there talking to itself. Itself. Like, this crack is getting out of hand.
No,
it really is.
That may not be correct.
It could be schizophrenia. I don't know.
Schizophrenia is
I mean,
one
in
thing.
this area,
It could be schizophrenia.
mixed with crack.
I can't judge. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck with a white woman before. It'll make you forget who the fuck you are.
I was gonna say in terms of what?
Yeah.
I was like, why would I fuck with a
No, I have not.
I have not.
Nope.
Like sexually? Like,
I mean, just
I don't even have any white friends,
like
to be
slap
quite
one?
honest.
Like, I don't get what you mean.
I mean,
Like,
you know,
call the
I'm
police
sorry.
on one?
Let me just say, for those of you watching at home, fucking with, fucked with does not necessarily mean penetration or sexual. I mean, just intimate contact. Like, you ever like hung out with like?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they be talking to people all the time, bro. You find you one of them little white bitches that like got stones and crystals in their
Oh,
pocket.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, any black girl that got stones and crystals.
Not too much.
Yeah, I'm with that. They
Okay,
got
so
great
I got one of them.
cakes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You charged your stones this morning? Closet drunks. You know, you get past the alcohol abuse. It's a great time, bro. Like,
It is.
Like, bro, you just
really
meet,
reading my
like that's not toxic. That's meeting them where you at. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you show up with your little stick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your candle. Like, I'm gonna burn this shit too. I want the spirits all over you. Okay, cool. Can you take this dick with the spirits off you?
Oh, key dokey. Now I got a question.
Hey, you ever fuck with somebody and you got to smudge your house after they leave?
Yes, I do that quite often. Throw all the windows up. Get this shit up out of here.
Talking about Africans?
By toxic.
Nah.
You're not talking about, like, what was he, Iran, like African?
No, anybody
niggas.
that comes to my
Regular
house,
niggas.
and I
Yeah,
feel like
curry.
anybody that comes to my house.
Oh, you talking
It
about
could be
the
my mama.
spirits.
I will sage my house soon after she leaves because she just comes with bad energy. We got to get that up out of here.
Yeah, I told one of my exes that, you know, she had 3 abortions, and I was like, your womb is a tomb.
At this point,
Yeah, it's your womb.
nothing against
is,
abortions.
No, it's not.
Because you know we pro.
Yeah.
Yo,
My
pro
body,
choice.
my choice.
Yeah, make sure you don't handle that. You know, when God get to asking what happened, bitch, you did it.
You know, I would feel some type of way. I think if I was a man and I got with a woman that had like 3 abortions and then she get with you and she want to keep it, like, why me?
No, I mean, I feel you, but this is the part about that. Like, as a father of 5, futurely 6,
Okay.
you know, fuck it.
We ball.
We both at this point.
We balling. Like, let's see what happens. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, how dare me? You know what I'm saying? To be out here with me personally. Like, you know, just
Because you also could go get a vasectomy and use a condom and pull out and all this stuff.
I mean, and that's true.
Yeah, see?
And that's true. These are all facts. That is all true.
I love
And
this guest. Being accountable,
You can see.
being healed, and then talking to other people because, you know, when
With a
we
little
say
toxic
it,
on the side.
But I love
love
it though because you know people. Oh, you know I've never done da 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 da. da. You should. Nah, I was out there fucking these hoes, giving out community dick, and I'm healed now.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Like, for real, what happened with me. I had I was 27
Okay.
and I had a number of abortions at the time. Some I paid for, some I didn't. And I would dream one day.
Was there Cash App at the time, or you getting cash actually? Like,
Oh no, baby! This is when you had to go get the cashier's money order. You had to go to the gas station
back in the day.
and or you know what I'm saying, write a check. And, you know,
Damn, writing a check for an abortion is wild.
or, you know, it's crazy. It's like a memory. You know, at the end of the year, they send you
wild.
all copies of the check back. Now you looking at
Keisha's abortion.
Now you looking at Planned Parenthood
Yep.
on the face of some cute puppies
Damn.
or some dolphins flipping in the back, and it's like it's a gentle reminder.
Yep.
And you know what's crazy about that is, like, you know what I'm saying, at the time I had this dream. I heard a knock at the door and I got up to go to the door and I opened it and it was a little tribe of kids. They all look like me. And it was like, Daddy, why you ain't want us? And I slammed the door and I locked it. I was like, niggas tripping. I had that dream like 2 times. And at that point I said, that's it. Them niggas trying to come through from the other side. You know what I'm saying? You know, how bad of me of a intergalactic host for me to keep slamming the portal on them niggas.
Wow.
You ever been locked out? You ever been locked at the house and you knock and try to come in like like every time somebody have an abortion, you locking the nigga out, bro. Like, a nigga trying to get in, bro. He's telling you like, nigga, open the door. And you like, no. Stay outside. This is my house.
Oh my God.
It's like, Like these niggas is coming here. You know how far they came? Like, you know how many different lifetimes they lived through? Like, suppose this nigga came from like 1770 and like now he's trying to come back to Earth, like, cause it's his time to come back out. And you slam the door in his face. Like, imagine like Doctor Strange, you don't open the hole up.
So do you feel like is that why you keep having kids, or is that, and forgive me if that's inappropriate to ask that.
Listen, there's no such thing as inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
There's
so why
people
you keep having kids? You feel like you lead the way?
The truth is, so like, once you have more than one kid, once you see how dope each person is and how intricate and specific and definitive they are as a person, when those moments arise, and I ain't just saying I'm out here trying to go meet no quota or no numbers, but like in interactions, like as a mature person, okay, accountably, yeah, I did this. Was I planning that initially? No. But okay, this is a situation. I'm not gonna put that emotional baggage on you because I'm not, okay, I made a decision to whatever decision you want to do, I'm gonna support that shit. A current situation now, we got one on the way. It's like, wasn't planned, you know, a lot of, I don't know, I'm on the flow. I can tell today nothing gonna happen. And I'm like, first time, huh? Yeah, but welcome to the Venom show. You know what I'm saying?
Congrats.
I told her, it's like.
So are you, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you as excited? Because you know, when you first find out you're pregnant, sometimes people are like super excited, but on your sixth time, are you like, yeah, I got my boy coming? Like, are you
bruh, like, I'm excited as fuck. Last little relationship I had, we went to the doctor. Baby was coming, and she just, you know, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna have a baby, and then aborted it. So it hurt the fuck out of me, because in my head, I start making those decisions. Like, I start trying to be in alignment with the child, and like, all right, cool, because I'm gonna love you regardless. I'm gonna fuck with you no matter what the world say. Fuck you, fuck everybody, nigga. We outside, we up. And so yeah, but I'm excited. That's why people talking about Nick Cannon, like, oh man, you know, that's just a shame to little kids. He can't look. I'm like, nah, he's also lost kids too. The fragility of life, bro. Life is fragile. Like, when you look at it, like, life is very fragile. He lost a kid. Like, a baby was born, came into this world, and passed away. After that, like, why am I going to deny life when I see life fade away? I've lost so many of my friends in my life and people close to me. Like, bro, like, life is like, that's a lot that for me. So, you know, like, I look at it different.
So, I know we kind of talked about this earlier. We had asked before we started recording, do you have a favorite kid? And then Billy had a thing. He said, you know, you like all your kids, and then once they get older.
Yeah, I think then you can decide, like, when they like 25, like, I really don't fuck with them like that. Like, they my kid. I did what I was supposed to do.
That
Like,
hurts as from a child's perspective.
no, right? I mean, no, I'm not dismissing them as children. As children, it's equal
like,
access.
as the offspring. So, like, you get older and I know you said your father passed, but like, what if he told you at 25? You're just not that funny. I really can't stand you. And
do you think it's something you verbalize, or it's just
no? Parents people tell you, like, hey, bro, you know, stop stealing shit when you come over here. Like, hey, man, like, stop telling everybody goddamn business. Like, it's shit that's not bad. You want to keep doing that? I gotta be like, I fuck with you, but it's like, it's like I gotta be in control of myself, because you know what I'm saying. Like, but my kids, I'ma always love them. Like, you know, that's just it. But liking them, that's not required.
That is true.
And having a hierarchy of, like, I like one more than the other one, it's just like, you either gonna be part of your mama or part of the daddy or a part of somebody in the family. You just gotta figure out what part of that makeup is. You get the best and worst of both parents, bro.
Yep.
So do you worry about, because you are healed now, do you worry about, and you know, on social media, they talk about healing your inner child. It's like a very trendy thing right now.
Hell yeah.
So do you work on them, like making sure that they don't have to come back and be like, Daddy, you fucked up when you did blah, 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 blah.
I mean, there's still going to be something that you fucked up on. Like, there's no parenting is perfect for sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm fucking up on something. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't just leaving you at strange uncles over the weekend. Like, you know, I'm not doing shit to just taking you to, you know, telling you to get in the Boy Scouts or, you know, like going to the Catholic Church. I'm not leaving you to the wolves, you know, or telling you to jump in gymnastics. You know, like
I had
Oh, you just thought it was a good idea to leave your 11-year-old with the gymnastics teacher overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah, okay.
I had saw this comedian. I don't even know how I came across him or what his name is for that fact, but basically it was, how did you feel loved from your family growing up? And since we're all black here and we kind of had talked a little bit about whoopings, I'm a player.
This is a millennial thing, by the way. Millennial. Our parents didn't grow up with a love language. I know that. Because I was on a date once, before I even found out about it, a girl asked me what was my love language. I was like, I didn't even know what that is. She was like, how did you feel love from your family growing up? And I was like, oh, threats of violence. My mom would threaten to murder me, and then she wouldn't. And I would be like,
we all live the same life.
So when I saw that, immediately I clicked to the comments and all the people were like, yeah, I brought you in this world and I can definitely take you out of it. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. I'll take your lights out. Threats, then fear. My millennial love language is fighting and then asking, are you hungry? And then they like started talking about how we associate that with how we love people now and even how we raise our kids. You know, so how do you feel about whooping kids and so on and so forth? And that shit is crazy because the way your parents raise you and hit you with that, oh, this gonna hurt me more than this gonna hurt you, really does kind of turn into how you, if you believe in gentle parenting or if you do believe in whooping your kids or not whooping your kids or yelling at your kids, or that plays such a huge role. Like, how did y'all get love poured into you when you were growing up?
I mean, well, I think it might be two questions. I'll answer both of them. Like, I mean, my personal perspective, yeah, you got to beat nigga kids. Like, nigga kids need to be beat. Like,
I guess I was a nigga kid.
Yeah, nigga kid, bro. We have a resilient, indomitable spirit, bro. Like, it's something about telling us we can't do something makes us want to do it more. I don't know what that rebellious part of us being, just, you know, like that part of us which triumphant. It's just a very like, I can anyway, like, you know, and I don't believe in just, you know, trying to stop a kid from being great, but it's also gonna be like, okay, fuck around and find out then, nigga. Like, cause that's life, you know. Life ain't finna sit up here and baby your ass.
Big on the fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. Okay, I don't touch it again. All right, keep doing it, see what happens. All right, there you go. Now you know. Now you got to be deductive reason. Now if you got a little dodo kid and your kid can't figure out why the fuck you like getting the shit beat out of it, well, keep beating them. It's like pit bulls. Like, you got to assert dominance over these niggas, bro. Like, beat the shit out of my son when he get to be like 15. Like, I'm running fast.
I think it does need to be some type of balance, because I think you don't want a kid
like,
to run over you.
Bro. I'm 40, bro. Like, when that nigga's 20, 25, I'm gonna be 60. I be damn the nigga turn 30 and think he finna whoop me, nigga. No, like,
what is that with fathers and sons? They're always like, when he becomes a teenager, I'm gonna have to beat his ass to show him. Like, what is that? Whereas he might not even be that type of kid. I
mean, but you see, that's how the white kids be killing their parents and shit. Like, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out.
We're going to do gentle parenting and then you sleep. And Taekwon came in here and beat your ass because you didn't let him go outside yesterday.
Bro, let me tell you something, fam. You fucked up. Your son be finna be punking me. Hey, shut the fuck down, daddy. Shut the fuck up.
So you were living in LA for a while. Like, they have a different type of parenting out there. Those kids actually curse at their parents. So your southern self, how did you... Like, with your kids.
Let me dispel some of this shit so I can clear this up. Like, that shit, there's Hollywood, then there's LA.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, starkly different. We ain't nothing different. No motherfucker, anybody in LA came from 3 places. They came from Memphis, Detroit, Chicago, or Texas. That's it.
Sounds about right.
Where was the plantations at?
Sounds about right.
Well, that's where they from. They got their ass whooped too. Them niggas is us. They us. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, shit. Like, parenting is maybe in a more healed space. Now there are parents who probably take out their frustrations on their kids with a lack of patience. That only makes sense. You can see that in a relationship. If a person's life ain't going right, then they start picking at the things that they can control to divert their energy. Like, that's a diversion, bro. When you really need to be dealing with what you ain't dealing with. Like, deal with your demons. Or you're triggered by something the child does that reminds you of somebody else that now makes the reaction and response something that is premeditated with intent. Like, when you
hear that all the time. You look like your ugly ass daddy.
Or it's just like, oh, this happened to me when I was a kid because you did this, so I'm gonna handle you this way. Like, all that shit is undealt with, unresolved little shit. Like, I tell people all the time, bro, I had to deal with little Billy, bro. I had to go, hey,
that inner child.
hey, bro, what's up with you, fam?
Nah, for real.
And I dealt with the shit. Like, I going to therapy, shit that I had to uncover and unlock. My mom left when I was 10. My mom and dad separated. Now, me and my mom, we got the best relationship. But I grew up in a house. It was my dad and my sisters. And, like, that perpetuated a narrative in my head for natural distrust. But then there was other things that occurred to me. Like, I was molested at the time I was 8. And it's like 3 different ways people get molested. It's like a dude trying to fuck you, some weird shit like that. Or you end up getting them circumstances. What I had a 16-year-old girl that was my best friend's older sister that was with us every day. And like, she was hyper aggressive. She had access to me. She was verbally abusive, insulting, emasculating, but then demanded from me things sexually.
That's sad.
I mean, it's sad.
Did you ever tell?
I mean, I didn't think of it. That's how fucked up our upbringing is. It's like, oh, nigga, as long as it wasn't no gay shit, you cool.
Yeah.
We're not learning what but there's therapy to think about, like, why I get triggered in a relationship for a woman to raise her voice like, hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, I don't like getting woke up a certain type of way. Like, I just can't fuck with that. Like,
but you communicate that.
Well, you don't know why. I mean, I didn't always know why. Or to be in a situation where a girl be too pushy or aggressive, like, oh, you don't want to fuck me? Like,
Ooh, we got to learn our triggers. That helps with so much.
But now I know that, so I can say, hey, look.
Right.
You can't put your hands on me because I'm naturally now combative because I'm not gonna allow that. Not with a nigga, not with a girl. Like, hey man, keep your hands to yourself.
No, that's real.
I look this way because I look the way I look. People at a young age thought I was gonna be soft with a premeditated mind on what they thought I was gonna be. They made shit harder. I grew up around my daddy, granddaddy, great, like, so. I mean, you ain't gonna be no sissy, you ain't gonna be no punk. And then you
didn't even do nothing. You were just born.
You're a fucking kid, bro. Yeah. Like, I got curly hair, bro. Like, just like, nigga, I don't. But in their mind, colorism was a thing of you gonna be soft. Like John, this nigga will beat the doors off a nigga. But you look at him, you look light skinned. But like in a very damaged society, we were less valid in certain ways as being 100%.
Y'all was the house niggas
in their head. And so now you got these light-skinned niggas going berserk on niggas out in the streets because you hypersexual. All the girls want to fuck with you. You hyper aggressive because niggas is jealous because the way you look. My hair look this way, so I'm into sports. I'm into shit. So like all those things came into things that I had to kind of work through and understand and unlock and figure out.
And you didn't even realize that was.
Hell no.
Boy, let's reel it on back into why people need to go to therapy. This is a prime example of why. We have so many triggers, so many things that happened that we have pushed into the very, very, very back of our minds from being a kid that you don't realize and unlock until you do sit in that seat and they make you kind of like unpack your Heaux Bag. Like, we gonna figure this shit out.
And also, it also kept me in a space too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I endlessly felt the need to people please or woman please. Like, oh, okay, well, what do I got to do now, baby? Well, are you not happy? Like,
wow.
Why do I got to, it's just sad. I mean, it's life, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I'm saying it's sad that, just after you've come to the realization that you think about it all happened at the age of 8. You carrying into your 20s stuff that she was just fucking around and finding, like, just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But then I had to go, like, I took the approach of, well, I wonder what happened to you. Why you felt the need to be predatory, so it's like it's a cycle. So it's and I ain't went and sought no vengeance on nobody about that. You know what I'm saying? But now I understand it. I've learned from it. Now guess what? Now I know how to look at my son, who I didn't have before that, and say, hey, I got to protect your veil of innocence like I would protect a daughter. Like, hey, you're not going to touch it. Like, you're not going to do him. Like, he's not a man. Like, he's not, that's not for him. He's a child, bro.
let especially young black boys. We talked about this before. Like y'all don't have that opportunity to just go out and do whatever the fuck you want. Like even I saw on a podcast the boy was like, "Can I go play with the girls?" Because it was only girls and they had Barbies. And the mom was like, "No, don't do that gay shit." And then she said she had to catch herself. Like he's just being a kid. Like that don't mean he's gay. There's only girls there. They got. Unfortunately, he just wanted to be around people his age. That's all he wanted to do. So I think it's important that I love that you are trying to protect your son from that, because I think once the next generation comes after being parented by people who are healed, we will stop all this bullshit in the black dating community of doing stuff to each other and not realizing why we're doing that to each other, because it's a toxic ass environment.
I mean, if you really want to break this shit down, it's just like any way you look at breeding. Like niggas was put on an auction block. We were genetically groomed, bred with physiological aspects, the best physique, best look, best skill set, trained meticulously in a labor intensive. How smart is she? Oh, she's smart. These slaves are smart, and then her mama was smart, and they come from this, and so we were engineered this way through generations, but that also puts like a innate sense of like, all right, well, there ain't enough niggas to go around. There's a man. It puts us as black men to be like the most needed but most hated thing around. Like you can't make our community function without us, but then we also got to be the person to bear all the reason why this community ain't working.
We still do that. That's the crazy part. How many niggas do you know have told a chick, "Don't lose me"? In this day and age, it's like, what? Why would you say something? Why do you feel so valuable? Why do you feel like, I'm glad you're here? Why do men do that? Why do they feel like they are the prize?
I don't feel like.
But you know niggas.
I mean, that's cool. I think I try to always, when I speak to things on platforms at this point for me, right? I can speak to things that I immediately have dealt with, and then I can try to help explain how, in a perspective, that somebody of what they are crying out for is it could be understood. Like everybody's different, but I can say like, we both are equally valuable because we are two halves. So when you got two halves, both without two halves, we don't have a complete piece. So it's like all women more than men more. That's the problem. Like why do you have to be more? Like it don't have to be that way. It just simply is just. But because our numbers are off, and it's more women than it is men, it's roughly like 35 million women, black women, aren't gonna have a man. I don't give a fuck how much you pray. I don't give a fuck. It's the ratio is off 20-1, fam. Then you look at guys with higher education, dudes with a job, like that number goes to like 80 to 100-1. Like, okay, now, you know what I'm saying? These dudes that fit in this criterion now have been throughout their whole life not chosen, not fucked with. Now at 20, now we the catch, or we are the thing that now is
okay. That makes sense.
It's not, and the catch don't mean more value, but it's like for women, y'all have achieved education, achieved making money, achieved social structure and status. Now the last piece of validation on your, you know what I'm saying,
is what getting
in them Infinity Stones is a nigga, and it's like. The last piece, I can get them all together. I got a good job.
And there's only 3 to pick from.
Right. Yeah.
Gajillion of us.
Now you see why it's like Avengers in the black neighborhood for trying to get the stone of a nigga. Like, and let's just laugh and say the nigga, like, let's say there's one nigga out the hood that's smart, got a good job and a huge dick. Like now they gunning for this nigga.
You ain't
like,
lying.
I had him first, and then now they fighting and shit getting tore up and bottles getting thrown and shit. It's like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what? I really do appreciate you coming on this platform, because I think you with your, status, whether it be how many followers you have who actually, fuck with you from a comedy standpoint, hopefully they can see another side of you that, you talk about therapy, you talk about parenting, you're talking about your family dynamics, so on and so forth. We love this platform because it's always perspective driven, and you definitely gave a lot of different insight on therapy and just a different way for people to sit there and go, oh, you know what? I never thought about it like that. So I really do appreciate you.
My job as a comedian, man, is really to take the problems of the world and help people ingest them, understand them, deal with them, and come to some resolve. perspective. It's all speculative in your mind how you choose to deal with it. Like, and if you change your mindset, you can change your life. A lot of people spend a lot of time focused on the past. Some people looking too far in the future. And it's like, man, you'll see the same narrative repeated. Like, what's over right now? What can we do right now? How can I be cool with you? Like, how can we
in
make
the present?
it work? In the fucking present, bro.
Yep.
And then dealing with the past helps you navigate shit you don't want to deal with, bro. Like, but man, people watching the show, bro, just need to understand, bro. Like, you can control your own life, man.
I love it.
And if you want to fuck these bitches, do it.
Okay,
Like,
well, we always end with a whole tip. So you sound like you dropped a lot of whole tips. One of y'all got a whole tip first?
I'm gonna let the guests go first.
You got a whole tip?
man, whole tip number 748. A great hoe
Oh my God.
cannot be a great hoe without being a great host. You know what I'm saying? That hosting part of it. You know what that means? That comes from the key word of hospitality. Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever took a trip with some hoes? Like,
No, that'd be fun.
see,
That'd be fun.
you always have fun with the hoes. It's the stuck up bitches that make the trip terrible.
That is
complaining,
true.
I don't like this room. Like, fuck, I just spent $3,000.
That is true. It's very
Why
true.
the fuck? Damn, this salmon don't even taste right.
It's
It's
salmon.
yeah, they don't got no. Y'all don't got no more. Why the? It's like,
They
you know
do. They
what?
got hookah here.
Now you 10 bands in a trip.
With a bitch you
miserable.
can't stand.
You could get $750 and take 2 hoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying Bissonette hoes. I'm talking about like Carol's 50-15 hoes. Like, and these new
Wait,
hoes,
those are two totally different tier of hoes.
that's why you need 2 to do, to diversify your.
Balance.
You got to diversify your whole folio. You know what I'm saying? You don't just got to. You can't just trade crypto. You got to have some hard stock. You got some liquidable assets.
This is true. This is all true.
Yeah, you need all that, bro, and that's a great trip. Them hoes gonna have a blast. Ex strippers hoes, this nigga happy. When the fuck you ever seen a bitch clap at brunch? Ass cheeks clapping at 11:30. You been fucking with the same woman. She watching church. This hoe is in here. Got her ass. Throw that ass, little bitch. Throw that ass, little bitch. Like, do you know how great it feels to wake up? I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you. Like, nigga,
At
it's
11
like
a.m. on Sunday.
And you waking up like, is it my birthday?
Nope. Just a regular Tuesday.
And I mean, like, I'd rather that, than, woke up with the bitch. When I start getting dementia, I want some throw that ass in the morning. Like, I don't got to know your name to be like, well, where did I wake up at? Now I'm getting rolled. Look at this. Look at me. What's my name? Your name is Clyde. Okay. Well, fuck it. I'm Clyde today. Bitch, you can call me. If I get dementia, tell me what I'll be anybody. You want me to be the mayor? I'll be the prince. I don't give a fuck. I'll be Jay Prince or Lapalot. Let me tell you something about these snakes.
Okay.
These rats. When a man throws a rock and hides his hand.
I tried to listen to his audiobook. I just turned that shit
Hey,
off.
man, let me tell you
talks too
something.
slow for me.
No,
You
it's
gotta turn that
perfect.
shit on like
It's
2.
perfect.
Speed it up.
They're
to
not
2.
marketing it right. They need to put it on YouTube like 24 hours straight of brown noise and Jay Prince.
You ain't lying.
Putting baby.
Straight
Let
to
me
sleep.
tell you, growing up in Fifth Ward, things came about a different way.
What's his name that be reading all the book? He read the Bible. What's his name?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Is it Morgan? It is.
James Earl Jones.
That's who it is. He can be the next James Earl Jones if he really put his mind to it.
Now he could. He just reads slow as fuck.
That's it. That's all it takes.
And then there's a
Gotta
man.
speed up to 2.
I am a representative of the Slow Readers Club, so we will not be having any slander.
No,
Because that
he
reads
is slow and boring though. Like, it's a difference. It's just like,
I know that's why.
oh.
I didn't say that.
Okay. My whole tip is gonna be fuck niggas, get money. That's all I got.
That was gonna be my whole tip.
Damn, well, there's
nah,
that.
come to me, healed. Actually, I want to just go ahead and summarize what I learned from Billy. Like, the most important thing I learned: don't give up on these niggas, ladies, because they do some healing at some point, and when they get older, you don't have to deal with 25-year-old Billy. You can deal with 40-year-old Billy, who's coming to you healed, and putting the blame back on himself, or doing the reflecting on himself, as opposed to you ain't doing blah 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 and moving on to the next. So
I gotta wait
that's
20
what I got.
years for a nigga to be healed.
I mean, the easiest way to find a good nigga
Get you an
is
old nigga.
Go get in your.
That's a whole tip.
Man.
Go to the cigar bar.
Nah, for real. They be spending money too.
All right. You know what?
Bitch, go to AutoZone. Y'all at the wrong place. Hold on.
Last but not least, please tell them where they can find you at, your YouTube, your social medias, everything.
At Billy Sorrells. Just put the Google in there and be careful with what you find when you hit Google with my name. There's a lot of shit in there. I ain't trying to delete shit. Go watch it. Entertain yourself. I'm like, this nigga crazy. Oh shit, he did this.
But that's a beautiful thing. We've seen the growth of you from, and probably because I went to TSU, so I knew you a long time ago. But it was like, you see where you started out and how you just evolved over the years. So I love it.
Yeah, my first baby mama, she definitely see the growth. She was like, why couldn't you be like this? Then I was like, I tried to tell you, and you didn't listen. It's okay.
Now she's telling you, come to me, Heaux. Is that what she's saying? Come back to me, Heaux.
Nah, we super cool friends now. It's just.
That's another thing I love. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end this.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. And on that note, bye.